Hello and welcome to Ozscalemodeling, and in this video we're going to do an unboxing and review of the Flyhawk German battleship Bismarck. Now this model is a deluxe edition, as we'll find out when we have a look through here what extras we get. It's also a full hull, so unlike other brands that only do waterline, this is a full hull. Now, this month is actually the 80th anniversary of the sinking of the Bismarck, and I'll be building this month in commemorative of the sinking. So the records show that it sunk the hood on the 24th of May, and the Bismarck itself was sunk on the 27th of May. A few days later. I'm going to build this kit for the 80th anniversary. But for now, we'll have a look at what's included in the kit. See what you're going to be up for if you decide to get one of these and give it a shot. It is 1/700 scale, so it's quite small, although this was a fairly large ship, so it's not as small as most 1/700 scale ships. Okay, so let's get into this. So to start with, looking along the side here, the model number is FH1132S, and it's got a couple of pictures here. We've got, looks like there's going to be some photo etch for the turrets, guns, barrels there. Looks like some of the mast is going to be photo etch. There's a picture of the canopy for the aircraft there. Nice image on the cover of this. Plenty of action happening there. It looks really good. There's also a picture here, look a bit closer, of it with all the photo etch that's included with this kit. From what I know, I think there's quite a lot. So over the other side, we've got a couple of pictures of some other ships they're trying to advertise there. The usual warnings: contain small parts. If you're 6 years or under, don't even attempt this. Not because the parts don't taste good, it's just that you wouldn't be able to build this. It'd be a little bit difficult. What else has it got? It says this product is not a toy and is suitable for ages 14 years and older. So there you go. So if you're 14 years and older and you have a younger little brother or sister who's 6 years or under, don't let them near the parts. Basically, I think that's what they're trying to say there. All right, so let's have a look at what's inside. I'm just trying to keep the glare away, so I'll put this under the box here for the moment. All right, so Flyhawk always put in a nice card with a photograph from the cover of the box. That can look good resting behind your model. And then on the back, we've got some of the details of the ship. Okay, so it just says here that it's a bit of the history of the German Navy deciding to build this large ship, where it was built in Hamburg. Yeah, just all the basic history there, including the actual battle in the Danish Strait, where it all went wrong for them, and all the other ships that were involved in that. Basically over 2,000 people perished, including the commander and the captain, and there were only 114 survivors. They also give the characteristics of the ship: displacement, the length 250 meters, 36 meters beam, did up to 30 knots. Its range, all the information, all its armament its guns and anti-aircraft guns and everything that was included. This is all good, useful stuff that quite a lot of other big kit manufacturers don't tell you all this information. That looks like it's in a couple other languages there too. All right, so I'll put that aside. Okay, so here's the instructions, which we will look at after. I don't think there's anything else amongst them. No, we'll have a look at them shortly. Let's have a look at what we got in the way of plastic. All right, so we've got some sprues here. And in here we've got, looks like the turrets and the main guns. I would say that most of the main guns will be replaced with brass from the photo etch that's included. Then we have some of the searchlights are on here. Very tiny, small detail there. Flyhawk do some really nice models and good quality stuff, and the plastic is good quality. When you snip these off, they usually come off quite clean and not much cleanup on them. There's definitely no flashing or anything like that on these parts. There we've got the propellers there. We've got quite a few little bits of aerials there, parts of the mast it looks like. I think there's a water break thing to go on the deck. Really nice. There's quite a few sprues if you count them all up individually. I mean, just in this pack alone here, we've got looks like 4 in there. We got another 4 in here. Flyhawk also keep all their superstructures parts, so these are all parts of the superstructure here. And we've got more parts which include the funnel. Look at the detail in this. Come in close and have a look at that. Get that to focus for me. There we go. So some really nice detail on that funnel there. It's a bit of the decking there. One of the levels up on there. Looks like, oh yeah, there's some... Oh, camera's frozen, so I better fix that. Doesn't like me getting too close to it. Okay, we're back after a bit of a camera malfunction. So what I've done is I've taken some of these pieces out of the bag. These are bits of superstructure, just so we can have a really good look at just how incredible the detail is here. I did notice also there's a clear part in here. There's 2 pieces on here. These look like the cockpit of the planes that included. You can see just how small this is. Let's have a look. Hopefully the camera's not going to play up. There we go. So on the top there is the piece. Absolutely incredibly small. I think I might be able to show it better if I put that underneath. Try that. There we go. So there's the 2 cockpits on the end of there. Just see how small that is. So we'll be careful we don't lose that piece. Might keep that black backing there. Now, this is a part of the superstructure here. You can look at the detail on that. So you've got all your little boxes and stuff all around the side there. Little ladders up in here. You've even got all the shield there with all the supports on the inside, if you can see that in there. Incredible for this size and this scale. Now along the sides here we've got ladders, portholes, windows. Can focus for me? There it is. Got your piping in there. Really, really nice. Now, there's another part of another superstructure here. This looks like it probably be the bridge. Not too sure. But again, you can see the walking areas there. They're like a tiled pattern on there. Get that to focus for me. There it is. Yeah. And look at that. That's incredible, isn't it? And then the sides here. There's the ventilation there for probably some sort of form of air conditioning units on the outside. Go around the front there. There's a ladder going up. Sorry, I struggle to focus with this little camera. There you go. Really nice. There's the funnel smokestack. Again, lots and lots of detail on that. That's amazing. You can even see like vents in the side there. Maybe that works better like that. Usually have there. There you go. All the piping. I'm assuming a lot of this will be replaced with photo etch or enhanced even more with addition of photo etch over that. We can look at got some more bits here. Look at those. Really nice. Going to be a lot of fine detail and painting to be done on this. Alright, so I'll put all of these back in a bag so I don't lose anything. I mean, look at those. I don't know what that section is, but look at the detail in that. Come on, focus now. Struggling. Put it on that, see if that makes a difference. There we go. See the detail in those. It looks like one of the lifeboats racks. Lifeboat may sit on that. Anyway, very, very nice. So I'll just put these bits away and we'll come back in a second. Okay, so let's keep going here. There's quite a bit more. We've got there's the lifeboats in there. See how tiny those are. Very tiny little lifeboats in there. Here we got some barrels for some anti-aircraft guns. Some turrets there, more turrets in this one. Inside. Here we have more. I'm not sure what they are. Some sort of guns, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Another lot of sprue in here. More lifeboats in this one. Seems to be a lot of lifeboats. And that's interesting. That's a Ziploc bag, which is different to all the rest. So maybe that's an extra. Anyway, we'll find out. And there's some more lifeboats. It's just going to be covered in lifeboats. How did 1,000 drown? Yeah, lots of lifeboats. Okay. Right, so that's all those. I'll just move them out of the road. Okay. Now we'll have a look at some of this stuff here. Alright, so we've got a little container here. Looks like lots of little plastic bags. So it looks like here we got plenty of little brass barrels in here. And there may even look like some resin bits as well. I'm just going to open this up carefully. Just cut that there. And that one there. All right. Like I said, there's lots of tiny bags. Huh. I was going to say that one looked completely empty, or the part is extremely small, but no, there's a plastic part in there. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, there's a plastic part in there. Incredible. So the bags are all labeled. There's a single barrel or piece. No, not that's probably part of the mast, I would say. In fact, that looks like the mast. There's lots of little pieces involved in that. Like little notches and so forth, I can just barely see. Here we go. Here's some bigger pieces. So here looks like the mast here. That's good. Now we got another couple more little pieces here. There's there's one bag here with just one single piece in it. Whereas here we've got like a dozen barrels here, which looks like the main turrets. Main cannon, main guns. Another little, probably a little resin plastic piece there. No idea what that is. We got lots of pieces in here, all different lengths. Or actually it's all one length, so I don't know. Maybe that's all part of the mast. Maybe it's even part of the rigging. No idea. Another one there. So there's lots of little plastic bits there. Brilliant. I'll put all that aside. And we keep going here, and we've got, there's our weight to weight it down, which we won't need, of course, because this is not a waterline, which makes me wonder why that's there. Maybe that goes in there anyway, just to add weight, which is fine. That's a good idea. Here we go. We'll have a quick look at the decals here. We've got plenty of the usual flags. There's the markings for the deck. There's other little bits and pieces probably for the aircraft. There's little decals for the aircraft there. So yeah, that side, that's good. Right, now we have, what do you got here? Right, photo etch time. Lots of photo etch. How much? Let's find out how much. Let me just be back in a sec. I'll pull this big staple out carefully so we don't do any damage. I'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back and got these all unstapled. We can have a look at what we got here. So there's 1, 2, 3 packets of photo etch here. It looks like there's 4 packets actually. Now we've got one here which has well, it's going to be hard to tell, but looks like there's the support for the aircraft. There's some amazingly small stuff in here. Absolutely tiny. Looks like some checker plates, so some areas that might go on the decking. Some sides of superstructure. Some really tiny stuff in there. A few railings. There's some railings in here. Incredible. Now, not so much with the photo etch, but with all these small parts in here, I really highly recommend if you buy these kits that you check your parts before opening any of the bags, if possible, check to make sure you've got all the sprues, everything's on the sprues. Usually if the bags aren't broken, you know that you're not going to have to worry too much about parts falling off sprues. They'll be loose in the bag. But for example, I'll just show you that those little bags that, now I did check these before I opened it, of course. If anyone has watched my previous videos, I did the unboxing of the Shan horse, and I have that build. You can go back and watch that in the playlist. But what happened with the Shan horse was that when I checked all the parts, I didn't check properly, and I found that there were 2 of one part and 1 part missing. So somehow they'd put in 2 of one part of the superstructure when one of them should have been a part that was missing. So that wasn't too much affecting the build. It was a piece that I could put on at the end, so that was okay. But it did take several weeks to get the replacement part. So really check your parts. And you'll find with Flyhawk models, when they have all these loose pieces that aren't connected to anything, they're numbered. So we got G1, and we got there's a V1. So they're all lettered and numbered. And you'll find when we go and look at the instructions that it'll show you exactly what you should have. And really do check, make sure you've got everything. Okay, so back to the pieces of photo etch. We've got more here. We've got some nice pieces here, if you can see that. Look at that. Beautiful. Looks like there's more railing areas there. Some floor parts there. Big pieces that fold up that have the railing connected to them. Oh, when I say big pieces, bigger than the smaller pieces. Yeah, there's lots of railing in this, so that's good. Looks like they've supplied plenty of railing. Whether they've done included, yes, they have. I've looked at it. So we have all the railing we need for this entire ship, including around the whole outside of the decking. So that's really, really good. So there's another 2 there. And we've got another 2 here. Looks like the cranes are in here. Yep, there's the cranes. Bits and pieces for those. There's the lines that go up to the cranes. More structural supports for that. Again, further on, ladders. Very tiny ladders. These ladders in here. So they look like they're in sections you may have to cut to length by the looks of it. Just trying to, sorry, I'll get that focus. Just adjust this light a bit, might help. Yeah, it's a bit reflective. But yeah, you can see the ladders there, those 3 long strips there. There's more that I can't, I got glasses on to see these, but I really need to put on, if these are handy. If you want to make a good investment, get yourself a pair of these. Especially if you're doing this size model. It's a different world when you're looking through that, and the struggle is much, much less. So here's where I was saying the railings. We've got plenty of railings to cover all around the deck of the ship. And there's some more pieces in there as well, by the looks of it. And then in here will be, I'll open this up. This will be the instructions for all the photo etch. That might need to be replaced. Yeah, definitely need a new blade. I'll be back in a second. All right. That's better. Another good tip, keep your tools sharp. So we've got all the instruction. Now there's a little piece in here. Don't want to forget that. That looks like might have made a change. Here we go. So we got here. We sincerely apologize for everything that makes you feel inconvenient. Okay. So looks like there's a couple of added little changes they've made and put them in the kit somewhere. So that's good. There's all the photo etch that's included with this. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 sheets. So that'll keep us busy. All right, so we'll have a quick look at this. The main instructions we'll need to go through. But this looks quite detailed. But it's just very good quality. Good quality paper, nice and thick. All right, so here we have our what's included. So this shows you all the photo etch that you're going to get. Let me just adjust the camera a little. Back in a second. Okay, so yes, all the photo etch sheets are here. We've got all our brass parts, descriptions of how many pieces and shapes they are. There are some that you will have to cut. They've got the length and diameters there. I like their description here. So they say here, dealing with photo etch requires more patience and technology. However, models after being upgraded must be more excellent. I have to agree. Some of the translations are quite interesting. So we got, it starts off, well, you basically have to compare this with the main instructions when you're working through and replacing parts as you go. So here we're doing some guns here. They go on the deck. They're very detailed. They do a great job of explaining it and keeping things clear. You'll see the orange parts, which are what you have to remove, and that's what's getting replaced. I think so, or that's the part that's going on, sorry. Yes, okay, so you build up the main piece and then you separately build sections to go onto it, and it shows you in orange those pieces as you add them on. Go down, some more areas down here, some bigger guns. Well, that's page 1. These are all in long single sheets. We turn it over, we got page 2, and this is continuing on with some of the railings and platforms here. So again, very clear. You can't go wrong doing this. It's really good. Even color code the direction to put all the supports underneath the platform, so you know which pieces to use and where they go. There's quite a very lot of detail. Here's the smokestack. Lots of pieces to go on there. Fortunately, it doesn't look like much comes off, so that's good. Got supports for the lifeboats there. There's heaps of superstructure stuff here. Go on. Then we go over to the next page, will be page 3. That side. So we're working on the mast here. So the mast is going up. Pieces there. Different sections. We're working down here on top of the superstructure now. Now we're working on the crane. Showing you the wiring for that. Really quite nice. More detail around on some of the walls, as if it hasn't already got enough, and you've got more bits of photo etch going over the top, just adding extra detail to areas. There's some more here going on. Lots and lots of photo etch there. We got this section. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's where your float plane goes. So that's the catapult there. That's all. That's pretty cool. And the platform there, they go on each side of that. Go over the page for more. There's all our hose reels and more brackets and supports. We're into the lifeboats. There's a lot of detail in that, the railings and everything. There we go. Now we're looking at the railings all the way around the outside of the ship. It's showing you the length of them all. And then we've got, look at that, there's some photos or drawings there of all the photo etch in place. And how much added there is. There's a top-down shot looking down at there. Really nice. So that's the photo etch. Now, mind you, you don't have to use every bit of photo etch. I mean, when you're building these are added extras. You can build this ship without using any photo etch if you really wanted to. It's just enhancing the detail. I mean, if you come across some parts that are just way too small, or you just can't, you're struggling with it, well then don't worry about it. Use the kit plastic instead. It's all going to be painted in the end. And there are times you come across photo etch where you wonder, why are you spending all this time trying to put this photo etch on here when it's only going to get painted and look not much different to what the original plastic was. That happens occasionally. All depends on the detail of the model. The thing with Flyhawk is that their models, just the plastic itself, is really highly detailed. So you can get a good ship either way, a good result either way, with or without photo etch. All right, so I'll just get the other instructions. We're back in a second. Okay, now before we go into the instructions, I've just realized we've got some more parts in here to go through. So let's have a look. So in here we've got, this looks like for the waterline version. So you could probably build either here. There's where your weight would go in. It's quite well protected with cardboard around it. It's tied up nicely. So that's that. Here we have the deck. And that looks really nice. We might just open this up and have a look at some of the detail on this deck. And see, oh, these are like a black rubber band, so that's good. It's very good that they protected it like this, so nothing's going to get damaged. Okay, let's have a look. Wow, okay, look at that. So, start up this end here. So you've got your, on the bow here with the anchors, some really nice deck detail in there. Incredible. Look at that. Hopefully that'll show you how detailed that is. There's a pin mark for the mold there, but that's okay. That's under the superstructure, so that's not going to be an issue. But look at the decking on that. Really nice, really fine detail. Very good. And like I said, a big ship and quite wide too. So if we measure this, inches, we're looking at just over 35, it's about 36. Is that right? That can't be right. I'm not sure what that size is, but that's probably about 36 centimeters long, which is 360 millimeters. and it is very wide ship. And yeah, all right, so that's really good. Now you can also buy the decking for this as well. In fact, I've bought the decking for this, so when this gets built, it'll have the wood decking go down. Okay, now that's good. Now let's have a look at the hull. That's the important part. Put that in the box. So look at this. So they wrap these up. Look at that. That's, you could drop this from any height. It's not going to do any harm at all. It's all really looked after well. So let's take some of this off. All right, I'll do this off camera because I want to be pretty gentle with this. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've cut all that off, and I'll just have to unwrap all this. Right, here it comes. Right, so we've got a few pieces in here. So here's the sides of the ship. There we go. So that's real. Look how well they've got that supported in there, that framework, just to keep the shape. Beautiful. That's exactly what you want. And in most cases too, you'll find that you can actually leave this in. You won't need to take this off. This can go on with all that on there just to keep it sturdy and in the right shape. Look at the detail on that. So those portholes in the back there. Very nice. All the way along here, up to the front, bow. All right. Now we've got some more deck in here. So here's the base of the superstructures. Again, they've numbered J1 and K1. They'll be underneath stuff on top, so that's not a problem. But the decking is amazing. The decking detail is just so fine. You know, really nice. And then this is amazing. Look at the sides of these. Look at that. Come on, focus for me. Let's see. Look at the detail along the side of that. All your windows, doors, piping, other little bits and pieces. Look at that. You know, it's like looking at a Bandai kit, really. That's nice. All the way around there. Yeah. So those pieces are good. And here we go. Here's our hull. So those are those are actually molded in. So the shape is very solid. That's, you don't have to worry about putting in any supports in there. That's how it comes, and it feels solid too. Like that's a solid piece of plastic there. You got nice. Look at these, look at the detail in here. You got all these bits in here. I hope that's focusing. There you go. And there we go. We'll be putting the screws and the shafts and everything will go in there. The rudder. Very nice. And it looks like this is going to attach really well. Yeah. There's another good feature with Flyhawk models. So it has these little raised sections here. You can see that. So these raised bits on the edge where it joins, and they line up with the side of the ship in here. So you can see that there's these little bits here where they'll clip into. So pretty much you can't fit this wrong. That's going to sit in there and pretty much be perfect. So once those notches are all in their right spot, and also good little anchor points for glue as well. You know, I mean, I know people run the glue all the way around the outside of the thing, but I don't think that's necessary. As long as you get those attachment points on this, it's not going to fall off. Put it that way. You know, it's not like, you know, it's going to be sitting on a shelf. Yeah, the only stress will be if you pick it up occasionally, but that's nothing. So there we go. So fantastic. That's really good. I really like that, how solid that is. Okay. All right. Well, back in a second, we'll get onto these instructions and have a look at them. Just thought I'd come back and show you. I've just test fitted this, put the hull on there, and I found there's a little notch, a little bit that lines up at the stern there, where you put that into place, then put your deck in, and it literally slots into place perfectly. It's really lined up perfectly. So that's great. That's really amazing. Not have to worry about doing any filling or sanding or anything there. All right, back in a sec. Well, actually, no, we'll just put this aside and we can open these instructions here. Right, so same layout as the instructions for the photo etch. We've got 2 sheets of paper here. Now we see the list of all our sprues and all our pieces to check off, and make sure you do, particularly the separate loose pieces here. Make sure that everything is what it's supposed to be. Like I said with my last Sharn horse one, I just did a count. I go, oh, there's 15 of them, and I had 15 of them, but I didn't know that I had 2 G1s, which meant that V1 wasn't there. I had 2 G1s instead. So yeah, just be aware, just be careful. But again, Flyhawk, no problem replacing it. It just took time. So here we have the usual icons, descriptions, tell you what needs to be for holes, what needs glue, what needs decals, what all little things mean. And here we're starting with the turrets. That looks like the first thing to put together, and then we're putting the deck down onto the main part of the ship, and then the ship's going down onto the hull, and all the propellers are going on with the rudder. Personally, I leave that to the end because there's less chance of you knocking those. I won't put the propellers on until the end. Yeah, that's just my choice. So here we go with the turrets again. More bits going on the deck, especially around the anchor areas. There was no anchor chain in here, I didn't see. But if you go end up buying a wood deck, they usually include anchor chains. I know mine did. So go to step 3. Step 4 is putting some more superstructure together. Nice and clear. You can read all this clearly. Go over the page. Building up the superstructures here. There's our smokestack going in place. Some of the scaffolding that sits off of that. All the sections going on top of each other that you built previously there. and then all those pieces that you put on top of each other, those going onto the main structure that was on the deck. And then it looks like all in one hit, this whole piece will go down on the deck. But of course, the Bismarck had another section here. So we go into the building of all of that. So all that's being built up here. Looks like there's some searchlights on there. You're doing a bit of the catapult system in between the two. We go over the page to here. Again, putting those pieces down on that major piece of superstructure. Putting all the pieces onto that. There's lifeboats going on there. There's more hose reels and pieces. Cranes there. There's your mast. Mast's going there. And then all of that going onto the deck itself. We've got stuff going on the stern here. Lots of little pieces. More bits going on the bow, it looks, or on the stern there. They're explaining here some of the catapult area. Then we go down to where we got. Oh, right. So we got the color call out here. They're showing. Oh, we got color Mr. Hobby, Tamiya, and WEM. So I use Tamiya, maybe a little bit of Mr. Hobby if I can't get hold of Tamiya. Showing all the greys, the whole red, so forth. It's really up to you how you want to paint. Pictures showing the different areas to be painted. There it is with a top-down view. Then we go over the page. Here we go. So now we're putting the aircraft, the float planes. So we'll put those together. And there's the painting guide for them. Nice and clear. Quite big too compared to what the planes are. The pictures here to go by are probably 4 times the size of the actual planes we're building. But like I said, nice and clear, very clear instructions. I just noticed there was nothing about the flag or the markings on the deck here. I didn't see any painting instructions for that. That may have been amongst some of the photo etch. All right, but that's decal anyway, so that's probably just go over the top. Yeah, it will. All right. All right, so just tidy up here for a sec. Okay, so there it is. The Flyhawk 1/700 scale Bismarck. And it's the deluxe edition with the full hull option. With all your photo etch and brass cannon parts and everything you need to make a really nice ship. And these are really good quality kits. If you would like to go back and watch, I did the Scharnhorst. And I do plan on making, building this up for the 80th anniversary this month, which is May 2021. All right, so thank you for watching. Please, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, you get notifications of when the videos are released, whether it's unboxing or tips or builds that I'm doing. Particularly this will be on a playlist for the Bismarck. And comment below if you've got any thoughts of this build and any questions you might have about it, or maybe you've built it and can offer me some suggestions of what I'm going to come up against. But we'll see. So again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Hopefully you'll come back and watch the build of this magnificent ship. And yeah, we can enjoy the journey together as we build this monster. All right. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Bye.